Hi, this is Simach Yehuda Richter here. I'm holding an Etrog. Believe it or not, this is an Etrog. Yesterday, my son David Pinchas, I and his two children, our two grandchildren, our two grandchildren, and one of the lawyers from the office that David gives his shir from, on Daf Yomi, and after that Shemitah, he went with us and drove us out to a Moshav where his sister lived for many years. She recently passed away, and I have videos of all of this, which I would like to share with you after making this video. But the important part of this small discussion that I'd like to share with you is that this is an esrog which was grown during the Shemitah year. We picked it yesterday. There are many more similar to it. The measurements of this esrog are as follows. From top to bottom, it measures 16 centimeters, which is equivalent to roughly a little more than 6 inches. Just going and drawing the imaginary line front and measuring it that way from the one side to the other side, where the one side ends and the other side ends, measures 12 centimeters, which is therefore equal to about roughly 4¾ inches. I tried to be as gentle as I could to put a flexible ruler around the circumference of this gigantic Etrog, and I estimate that it measures roughly around 35, 36 centimeters, which is equal to a little more than 1 foot. So therefore, the type of Etrog I'm holding here is not a normal Etrog, obviously, but for that particular area, that Moshav, it is quite normal because there are a lot more like it. There are other Etrogim that are small, other Etrogim that are medium-sized, but this is one of the biggest ones that we saw and one of the biggest ones we were able to pick. We are able to pick them, obviously, because this year is Shemitah, and there is a Shemitah sign there that says that these are hefker for anybody coming to take them. So during the time that you were learning, we have been learning about this, and you will see previous videos that we made on my channel, Semach Yehuda Richter. This particular esrog comes from that same Moshav. Now, what's interesting is that we're now in, as I said, the year of Shemitah, where there's no watering, no excess watering of plants. Anything that grows and needs water, you're required to give it just the minimum amount. But as far as giving it more than is required is not allowed. And as far as Shemitah is concerned, it's interesting because here in Israel, we do not have any rain normally from Pesach time, from Pesach time all the way until Rosh Hashanah, and we actually say the prayer for rain on Sukkot. We start with the prayer of rain on Sukkot. So therefore, this esrog was grown and has reached this size, along with many others, during this time period. Now, this esrog reminds me of the story that we see in Parshas Shlech. It's a story of Moshe being asked by the Yidden, by the people, that they want to go and see the land. They are promised the land of Israel. Hashem gives them a guarantee the land of Israel is flowing with milk and honey, and he also gives them a guarantee that they will be able to live here, but they wanted to see for themselves. So 10 out of the 12 spies gave a report when they came back that was not a favorable report. Only 2 spies gave a favorable report, and those spies did not get punished, while the unfavorable spies did get punished. The interesting thing about this is that it reminds me of a very similar shape, like a grape. And when we read the parsha, in the parsha it says something about the grapes of Eshkol Valley were so big that it took many men to carry a cluster on a pole. In fact, unfortunately, the commentator states that the pole had to be 2 poles going east and west and 2 poles going north and south. And it was so heavy that you needed 8 men to carry this particular cluster of grapes. So this is not a normal size Etrog. This is an Etrog that was much bigger. But the point I'm making is that in Eretz Yisrael today, even though we have Shemitah, we still see produce like this, especially in the area of an Etrog where you're growing Etrogs. I obviously have not been to all the areas that you produce various types of fruits and whatever, and so therefore I don't want to make a general assumption. I'm just assuming that this type of activity and the size that these Etrogim reach are something that is very interesting, especially during the Shemitah year. So I'm going to now stop talking. I'm going to try to get up some of the videos that we made yesterday so that you will see the environment and the area that these Etrogim come from. And I must say, this is the first time I've really gone to an area where you actually can see and pick Etrogim. And it was a very interesting experience for me, and I hope you yourselves will enjoy it as well. And those of you who are considering coming to Israel and interested about looking at and seeing where an Etrog grows and how it grows, you'll be very interested in looking at the videos that follow. Called to.